This Organized Chaos podcast is brought to you by JEMS Art Studio. JEMS Art Studio is an online store that allows access to prints that you can use for most anything, obviously as just a picture, or as a wallpaper, or as a bookmark, or anything you can think of. You can find JEMS Art Studio at etsy.com/shop/JEMS Art Studio. This podcast is also brought to you by listeners like you. Thank you. Shall we go ahead and appreciate some great trash now? The
yes.
polar opposite of the Green Knight. Just oh my god.
So
let me get
a lot of lore is usually beyond a lot of great films in Hollywood over time. Mm-hmm. There's mystery and intrigue and great selection. This one started off at the tale of two friends who met at an acting class and couldn't catch a break as actors, so they decided they could do it themselves. Sure. One of them wrote a stage play, and it started off as a stage play, which the name called The Room because all of the events would take place within one room. Sure, obviously, with production, things change. That always doesn't happen. But it started off, and then he gave it a page treatment, which I believe was about 500 pages into a screenplay.
That's right, there was something like that.
Yeah, it was something crazy that he had written over the summer. This man, of course, is Tommy Wiseau. Ooh. The man of intrigue and interest and so much question, it's hard to even crack where to begin. Some say he is the illegitimate son of D.B. Cooper.
Sure.
Well, he raised the money somehow. He claimed from selling jeans in a clothes wholesale store in Los Angeles.
We can get to a little something semi-related later.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll put a pin in that. But yes, this movie, it's a tale of lies, truth, deception, romance, intrigue. A story about life, pretty much. It's a common melodrama. It's a tale of a guy named Johnny. Not Tommy, but Johnny. Johnny, who is a very successful banker, and his fiancée, Lisa. Now, they live a very happy life, and they seem to be very in love, but Lisa is unfaithful to Johnny, and she cheats on him with Johnny's best friend, Mark. So that sets the stage. It's just like real life. You know, do you understand life? This movie, along with its many quotable scenes and very memorable moments, there's just so much I don't even know where to begin to describe this film. Oh God, it's kind of it's been dubbed as the Citizen Kane of bad movies. There's like a lot of things, a lot of subplots that get abandoned, like Lisa's mother's cancer, Mike's underwear, Denny's drug debt.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff, but the main plot is about the bizarre love triangle that's going on.
I believe it might be the only plot that's actually followed through with to any degree.
There is one, and it was briefly introduced and then resolved immediately. So I don't know if we can qualify that as a subplot.
Ooh, what are you talking about?
The flower shop scene.
Oh, okay, sure.
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you. Who else in San Francisco looks like that?
Oh, my God.
Who else could it be? I mean, Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise aren't living in San Francisco anymore. Last I know, they were leaving in their Corvette away from San Francisco.
Yeah.
But yes, this movie, I am a big fan of this. This movie was introduced to me by one of my best friends. I have seen it so many times, I just had to own my own. Yes. Oh, does yours have a commentary on it?
That's a good question. Behind the scenes interview, trailers. It doesn't say. Does yours?
Yep, nope. I have a still photo gallery, behind the scenes, interview with Tommy, deleted scenes, scene selection, and trailers.
Oh, so no commentary on yours either? Or...
No,
Shit.
That's too bad.
God. It tells me he probably didn't record one. God, I would love that, though.
God, it would be so great. Now, the actor who played Johnny, Tommy Wiseau, his best friend in the movie, the guy who played Mark, who his character's cheating on, and gosh, I feel like we need to have cliff notes for this.
Oh my God.
But he wrote a book about it.
Yes.
Very good book. Which was also made into a movie starring the Franco brothers with Dave playing Greg Sestero and James chewing scenery the entire time.
Oh, yeah.
But that could also be said the same for Tommy in the movie.
Oh, my God. Well, here, I put together a little clip for the movie here as well. So give me just a second. I'll cue that up. Should go faster this time.
I really hope it's the beta breaker scene.
It's a selection. And... Why don't I see it? Oh, I miss having a mouse. Okay.
Huh.
And
I might quote riff tracks.
There we go.
Hi, babe. Danny, do you have something else to do?
No, that's
I
Denny.
just like to watch you guys.
He likes to watch.
Oh, that's hot
This
right
is what
there.
he likes to watch.
That
belly
belly
button
button. Oh, God. By the way, that's 10 hours of the movie right there.
Oh,
Can I
here
have
it
a
is.
dozen
Yes,
red
yeah, the
roses,
flower
please?
shop scene.
Oh, hi, Johnny. I didn't know it was you.
Hi, Johnny.
Here you go.
Who
I didn't
else?
know it was you.
Who else?
How much is it?
It'll be
Here
$18.
you go. Keep the change. Hi, doggy.
You're my favorite customer.
Thanks a lot.
Hi, doggy.
Bye.
Why would you say you're my favorite
I'm
customer while you have
tired,
other guests in
I'm
the store?
wasted.
Yeah.
I love you, darling.
I
Oh
got the
yes, this
results
is
of
that was the
test
Scotch
back.
guest
I
scene.
definitely have breast cancer.
Look, don't worry
It's
about it.
fine.
Everything
No
will
one
be
cares.
fine.
Tell me everything.
You have no idea what kind of trouble you're in here, do you?
I owe him some money.
What kind of money?
European francs.
What kind of money?
Everything is okay. He's gone.
This,
Everything
that's
is
actually my
not okay.
favorite scene in the movie.
Dangerous
right here.
man.
Calm down. He's going to jail.
Maybe
What's
what
great is
kind
that
of
you
money?
can
Just
edit
tell
that
me.
scene in
Not
a
hit
loop
her.
for,
It's
like,
not
ever.
true. It's bullshit. I did not
Yeah.
hit her. I did
Like,
not.
it's the whole "you're not my fucking
Oh, hi,
mother"
Mark.
part.
People are very strange these
And
days.
she just.
I used to know a girl. She had a dozen guys.
Yeah.
One of them found out about it, beat her up so bad she ended up in a hospital on Guerrero Street.
What a story, Mark.
You're
lying. I never hit you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
You guys want to play some football?
In Texas?
Oh, the chickens.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, Mark.
Let's
do
go.
it.
We're in Texas. Let's play football.
Johnny?
guys.
Ask Peter.
What's wrong?
Peter?
Texas are cheap,
Chip,
man.
chip.
No.
Come on.
I mean, they had to get a great deal on him. They
was work
had
today.
to.
Oh, pretty good. We got a new client at the bank. We'll make a lot of money.
What client?
I cannot tell you. It's confidential.
Oh, come on. Why not?
No, I can't. Anyway, how is your sex life?
You don't understand anything, man.
Because that's
Leave your
appropriate
stupid comments in
conversation.
your pocket. Don't worry about it, man. All right?
Don't touch me, motherfucker. Get out.
This is a close second.
The half-assed crash.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. Was I the only one who was disappointed that the gun didn't fall back in the case?
Oh, that would have been great. Well, I love how, like, he picks up the case is open, he closes it, and then reopens it. I love it.
It's magically opened. Well, it's big Hollywood movie.
Oh, yes, it's big Hollywood
See?
movie.
They built a set like the alley, just like the alley that's directly outside of the
Yeah.
set. Because it's big Hollywood movie. It's for real. Now, from the sense of, like, filmmaking, there is something very cool that they did. I think it's very cool. And they cameras on subjects the whole time. I believe one was like 38 millimeter and the other was a digital camera.
Yes.
Camcorder. Yeah, so that aspect I find very cool and very fascinating.
Yes.
And throughout all the deleted scenes, you could actually see the quality and resolution difference between the two.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, that's just something that I think, well, that's cool. I dig
Yeah.
that. I dig that.
Yeah, well, I thought was, like, interesting. Hey, let's shoot with both these cameras at the same time. Okay, that's interesting.
Very
but
interesting.
You don't have the remotest idea what you're doing, do you? You're just doing it.
No, he didn't really utilize it that much. But the thought alone is just, okay, you're kind of on the verge of greatness there.
It's like, no one's ever done it before, so I'm going to do it. Okay, I can follow you there,
Cool.
but you got to have an idea behind it.
You got to have a follow through, my man.
You got to know what you're doing.
Now, a fun side note. Now, I did see this. I don't know if you've seen the follow-ups or the duos not necessarily follow-up, but their second collaboration together.
Well,
Best Friends.
Okay, I was about ready to say that. I have not seen anything they've done together since this, except that weird Batman video.
He made a good Joker.
Yeah.
I think he'd be a little bit better of a Morbius.
Who knows?
I just don't think Jared fucking Leto deserves the role.
Oh, Jared Leto. That's a whole different topic, but
yeah, we oh good. At least you feel the same.
Yeah.
But I mean, I say Morbius because with getting Disney Plus when it launched, they've had a lot of the old Fox animated and Marvel series that was on. So they have the X-Men,
yes.
Spider-Man, all those. Mm-hmm. And I've been rewatching a lot of the old Spider-Man ones and forgetting just how great of a series that was. And I could really see how they modeled it off of the Batman that was out at the time. But the character of Morbius, the first time I was rewatching it as an adult, I'm sitting there and I'm watching a clip of him and I go, this guy sounds a lot like Tommy Wiseau.
Oh my god, I haven't seen it in a while. I haven't even thought about that.
First thought was like, oh, it's Johnny. Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. I think it just would have been better if the student, I can't remember if the female interest, the love interest in that episode was Lisa. If it was, that's just too perfect.
Yeah. Well, one thing I've always thought about The Room, and Tommy in particular, like, he is by far, in my opinion, the worst actor here. But, like...
Oh, yeah.
But, like, when you talk, like, you hear actors talk about the it quality, like, you know, something special that draws you to something. Like, Arnold Schwarzenegger had it. Not the greatest actor ever, but he had that quality. And here's the deal.
Well, yeah.
Tommy Wiseau has that quality, but he is such a bad actor. It is amazing how bad he is. Like, if he had a little bit of talent, he could probably make it work. But
no, I do agree. If he had the iota of it, he could be great. He could legit be winning Oscars.
I don't know, but yeah, it's.
Well. Maybe not quite Oscars. I'll just be fair and just say People's Choice.
Yeah, he has it.
Well, he does, and I'm happy you brought that up because their other project that they did together, their movie Best Friends, where Greg is kind of like a drifter sort, and he flies his way to town, and he meets this weird guy who takes old machines and sells them as scrap, Tommy. But weirdness and crime, and not to give too much of it away because I haven't seen it since it came out, so I'm a little hazy on it. But in that performance too, both Tommy was astronomically better than how he was in The Room. Greg as well. They're both great actors, and they both work very well off of each other, and it's a great compliment. And actually, in the photograph that we have up now is a good example of that scene. Because you notice throughout this movie, there's a lot of scenes where Tommy is in with another actor, and it doesn't really seem like it's that fluid, that natural of a conversation. Like, you could tell there was a lot of cuts, a lot of edits. Not so much with the scenes with him and Gray.
Yeah.
I've noticed. Those actually do seem to be fluid, and that's where those moving camera angles come from and everything. Like the rooftop scene, for example. Even though that was a green screen. But that's neither here nor there. Which is funny. I've never noticed it out of the 20 or so times I've seen this movie. That how bad the green rendering is. I just really see it in this photo in particular.
It's really bad. Well, there's that one photo.
Just how bad that rendering is on that roof right behind them.
There we go. Let's clear out this other one. But yeah, that's...
Yeah.
Oh my... Yeah.
That one too.
That's one where you can clearly see just... it's so fake.
That is just... it's not even a matte.
Yeah. Listen, it's big Hollywood movie. What?
Oh.
It seems familiar. Didn't he pay to keep it in theaters just so it could get Oscar contention?
Yeah, he did. And he also put out, he paid for a sign on Hollywood Boulevard for it for like 8 or 6 months prior to the release of the film.
Oh, dear.
I mean, he had the money. And I know that's where the D.B. Cooper rumor came into play.
Well, yeah, there's so many rumors around him. Like
nobody knows where he's from.
Yeah, that thick New Orleans accent of his. That's a hell of an accent to have.
I mean, I've never been to Louisiana personally. I have, however, been in regions of the South to where the dialect is very thick and strong, just like the heat in that region.
Yeah.
Like, I've had conversations with people from Florida and even in the Carolinas that I've even had to ask them a few times ago, I'm sorry? Say that one more time? And, usually it's like, yeah, but there's so much...
It's not...
There's so much European on that accent.
I was about to say, it's not
that it's
an East European accent, though.
No, it's... I want to say Transylvanian. But
that would explain so much if he was a vampire. Except his age.
I mean, that would explain the wealth. That would explain the well.
What?
If vampires in fact do drink blood to retain youthful, that would explain a bit. Now
he was 28 when he
some
filmed
of the
this
fun
movie,
with
right?
Yes, and this was in the and this was all in the early 2000s, late 90s when all this was being written, as you could tell by Tommy's zip-off cargo khakis.
Ooh. Do we have one of that?
Yes, that is the photo. I believe that is the one that I found with the zip-off khakis.
Ooh, let's see. We definitely have...
I remember that style.
You can't see it there.
No, that's just the did not.
Yes.
What was that, like 127 takes?
I think it might have only been like 87 or something like that, but...
It was some ungodly amount.
No, I remember the question being asked. He did write this, right? He didn't...
Yeah, he did write this. Yep, the scotch kiss scene. Yeah. That's the scene where his wife Lisa gets him drunk with vodka and scotch. It's scotch kiss.
Oh, I'm not finding the photo, but one thing that's always interesting is whenever you see Tommy, he almost always wears at least 2 belts. And the closest thing we have an explanation about that is that it makes his butt look good. Okay. I don't understand that at all.
Well, I know Tommy had another venture into production of a sense of his own series, and it was a very short-lived series on Hulu. It had, I want to say, 1 season. It was called Neighbors. And I don't know how he did it, but somehow Tommy Wiseau was able to find actors that are at least below his caliber or subpar his caliber. Or caliber, sorry. Yeah, it's... I struggled with 5 episodes. Struggled. And I'm talking maybe 3 days worth to get through one.
Well,
It was
You
rough.
can see in the room,
It was really rough.
nobody's a particularly great actor in the room, except for Chris R.
Except Claudette.
Chris R, I thought, was
Lisa's
the real
mother.
standout.
Oh, I mean, I think Lisa's mom buried the lead with the cancer
Well,
thing.
you're not wrong there, but but
yes, Chris R also gave a very great performance.
but for the most part, like, I do get the sense they're trying to a degree in parts, and then you do get the sense as it goes on that lots of them are just like, okay, I'm just gonna spit out the lines.
Like Peter too, or Steven.
Yeah, Peter too.
He does this really great thing when he's given his lines where he'll let me make sure I'm fully in frame for Minnott. Yeah, it's like, I agree. What?
Well, I
understand it's like an acting thing, but
well, if you've never seen The Room, you essentially have this character Peter, who's in the first, who's really in a third of it. He's not in the beginning, but then in Act 2 he's fairly prominent, and then in Act 3 you have Steven, who is essentially the same character, but they didn't have the same actor, so he has a different name, but that's it, and he's there, and he's just doing what Peter would do, and it's so bad.
Never really addressed.
I don't even understand the logic behind it. It's like, dude, get the shots you need with the actor when you have him. That's how you do movies.
Well, I believe it was something like a payment dispute.
Okay, I just remember it being a thing where, like, it was running over, and he had to do a separate movie. Or he had to do a separate role, and let's face it, I don't think anybody's heart was really in this one at this point. And
maybe Tommy's.
Yeah, and yeah, for me, like, if I was in Tommy's shoes, which, God, that'd be interesting. But if I was in his shoes, like, it'd be like, okay, what scenes do we need from you? We're gonna get those shots tomorrow, and then we'll worry about the rest. You know, that way we have consistency through the movie with the characters. But obviously Tommy didn't give a shit about that, so we just have Steven out of nowhere to...
Yeah. Well, oh God, there's just... This movie is just, it's one of those things that the more you watch it, it's the more you get out of it, and the more you'll appreciate
you could say that.
I mean, this has such a weird fandom and following behind it that at screenings, much like Rocky Horror, there's audience participation.
Oh, yeah.
People will throw plastic spoons at the screen because in a few shots in particular, you'll see in their apartment that they have a framed picture of a spoon for
because it's beautiful. What are you talking about?
Well,
that's
art.
My favorite spoon. Let's frame it.
It's art. There's a Mystery Science Theater watch group I'm a member of, and for a few weeks ago, or actually a couple of months ago, we had watched The Room. And since then, I actually noticed that the last time I was able to join for them, my profile picture is still a spoon.
Nice.
For that watch group. So, yes.
So something I definitely want to discuss is the copy I got of The Room. I don't know if yours came with this, but I got this like fashion shot of Tommy. I should have scanned this. But here, we'll get it on the video. Like, he looks shirtless and everything. It is so weird.
It is. I've seen that. Yeah, I have seen that photo. Both of his eyes are wide open.
And then the back, in order to get some Tommy Wiseau brand underwear. Who doesn't want Tommy Wiseau brand underwear?
Mine did come with that. However, I don't have it with my copy. But it does have a synopsis of it within the jacket of the DVD.
But it's also worth noting, when I was buying this, I had to get like 2 days shipping, so I had to get it fairly quickly. I had multiple buying options. I can get this on Amazon, which unfortunately I did. I hate getting stuff off Amazon because Jeff Bezos is evil, but it is entirely too convenient. It's frustrating.
Yeah.
Separate topic. Anyways, the other options were to buy it off Tommy's website. $28 to get just this. Or for $20, like $8 cheaper, I can get this and a pair of Tommy's underwear. Just like, okay.
Now, I know for a short while they had a package deal where you can get like the Blu-ray, the underwear, and a Tommy bobblehead.
Oh, I might have gone for the bobblehead.
The bobbleheads were a limited run. It was him in a tux in the shades, holding a football.
Oh, of course.
And I think the other one was of him with like the leather vest, the dress shirt, the jeans, and him just the current Tommy.
Yeah, the football thing is something they go back to a lot throughout the movie. Now, I didn't read the book. I listened to the book at work because it's super convenient for me to do that. I'm not technically supposed to, but fuck it, they don't know I'm doing. But so I listened to it, and like it talks about how like he and Greg Sestero, who wrote The Disaster Artist, they would go out and play football, and like just randomly in the movie, he would just incorporate these elements into it. It's like, okay, but it's weird. Yeah.
Well, I've also heard him say that the story is also partially autobiographical.
Mm-hmm. What, The Room?
So, yeah. So maybe the component of Lisa and Mark, maybe it's a slight reflection on him and Greg.
Yeah, I don't know. Who's Lisa there? And God, what did she do to him?
Sure. I don't know.
It sounds messed up. Either he is blowing things way out of proportion, or she did some fucked up shit.
Or, you know, she's just not right. She's like the type of woman that guys have made a living off of country music.
Yeah,
man.
he could have had a career there.
Yeah, he could have.
He need to get himself a pickup truck.
The songs choices would have been interesting.
Oh,
I imagine Tommy would have been more of the... I mean, I don't think he really would have been more of like, you know, the truck and, you know, denim. I think he would have been full rhinestone. He full rhinestone. But yes, The Room, if you have not seen it, strongly recommend you see this one.
It is the classic bad movie, I want to say at this point. I can't...
It really is.
Like, before this, there were maybe, like, Roadhouse and Plan 9, but it's really... When this one really hit the internet scene, this really became, like, the bad movie. And something that's interesting is how, like... It's when I look at, like, classic bad movies, this is the only one I can think of that's a drama. Because usually dramas are just fucking boring when they're bad.
Yeah, typically these bad movies are like horror.
Yeah, horror,
or science fiction.
Action.
Or, action.
Yeah, Roadhouse. Oh my god. Pain don't hurt.
It's probably my least favorite Patrick Swayze movie.
It's probably the worst Patrick Swayze movie I can think of, and probably the one I enjoy the most at the same time. It is...
It's not my favorite Swayze movie. I still enjoy it, but the one that's my favorite and I enjoy the most is easy, and it's Red Dawn.
I actually don't like that one. We're going into side class. We'll have to discuss Roadhouse at some point.
Yes, we will.
So let's see.
And how un-American you are, gosh.
Let's see. Do you have anything to add to the room? I
think anything I've added is there's already a lot that's been said. No, not really. Just again, this is a great movie. If you have a chance to go to a screening, I recommend that.
I'd love to go.
If you have a chance just to watch it with friends, do that. If you have a chance to expose somebody who has never heard of it but loves bad movies, definitely do that.
Well,
that's the best part.
One thing I always want to stress, if you've never dove into bad movies, make it a drink, or not even make it a drinking game, get a whole bunch of friends together, maybe come up with a drinking game. Now, you need to be careful. Like, the obvious drinking game would be like, every time Tommy says, "Oh, hi," take a drink. But you'll die of alcohol poisoning if you do something like that.
Yeah,
so.
you will die of alcoholism. And every time Tommy laughs, you could take a drink if you want to die of psoriasis, because you will.
But yes, there's a lot of fun that could be had. Just get friends together and watch.
There's also, yeah, it's definitely one that you want to get your friends together and share with your friends, because sharing is caring in this instance.
You have to experience this.
And if they have anything to say about it, you could just look at them and tell them to keep their stupid comments in their pocket.
Nice.
Now, and with that, we're going to segue into the next segment.
Well, yeah. Well, before I'm gonna jump into that one real fast here, because I remember in the book Greg Sestero talking about how he had a hell of a time actually getting that line out. So wanted to change it, and of course Tommy's like, "No, that's how Americans talk." It's like,
it's my favorite quote of the whole movie.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
Leave your stupid comments in your pocket.
Because that's a thing real Americans say.
I mean, I say it.
Well, now I do.
Yeah, now I do.
I want to go ahead and add some audio credits at the end here. The theme music you're hearing at the beginning and end of this podcast was written and performed by George Johnson, a very good friend of mine. And my current Patreons are Fel Martins, David Lara, and Lindsay Pankhurst. If you'd like to become a patron, go ahead and follow the link down below. Anything you can provide would be incredibly helpful to this channel. We're barely limping by right now. I'd love to make this my full-time job. I'm miles away from that right now, so any help you could provide, just $1 a month would be amazing. You know you want to. All your friends are doing it.